My name is Ifeoluwa.
The world of technology is constantly evolving, which means there's always an opportunity to learn and grow.
My name is Oyebode Esther. I studied religious studies at the University of Ibadan.
My name is Ifeoluwa. I studied cell biology and genetics in the University of Lagos, after which I got a job working in the bank.
My name is Regina Taiwo. You wouldn't believe I studied architecture in school.
I knew there was more, so I decided to take a leap. Currently, I am a product designer and a product manager.
I'm currently a motion graphics designer.
Presently, I am a data scientist and an AWS cloud engineer.
I understand that being a lady is not a disadvantage, so I embrace tech.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
Now I can say I'm a thriving Texas.
Are you ready to break new grounds and join the world of tech? The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative is a commemorative bootcamp in honor of our visionary, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, as we join her in thanking God for her 76th birthday celebration. This program is designed to help you make your career shift a reality. Registration is open and you can register via the link on your screen right now.
Imagine a world where every click, every tap could be a potential attack. This is the digital frontier, and it is on the
The world of technology is constantly evolving, which means there's always an opportunity to learn and grow.
My name is Oyebode Esther. I studied religious studies at the University of Ibadan.
My name is Ifeoluwa. I studied cell biology and genetics in the University of Lagos, after which I got a job working in the bank.
My name is Regina Taiwo. You wouldn't believe I studied architecture in school.
I knew there was more, so I decided to take a leap. Currently, I am a product designer and a product manager.
I'm currently a motion graphics designer.
Presently, I am a data scientist and an AWS cloud engineer.
I understand that being a lady is not a disadvantage, so I embrace tech.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
Now I can say I'm a thriving Texas.
Are you ready to break new grounds and join the world of tech? The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative is a commemorative bootcamp in honor of our visionary, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, as we join her in thanking God for her 76th birthday celebration. This program is designed to help you make your career shift a reality. Registration is open and you can register via the link on your screen right now.
All right, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to class today. I'm sure you had a lovely day. So, without wasting much time, we'll start today's session. Yeah. The last time we met, we talked about threats, cyber threats, right? We're able to talk intensively about malware, and we talked of various types of malware. We talked of the virus. We talked of the Trojan horse. We talked of the worm and all of that. And then today, in continuation of all of this, we'll be talking about ransomware, and also remembered I asked you guys to get ready. We'll have some hands-on today to carry out, right? So make sure you stay glued to your system. Okay, today we'll be looking at ransomware as a continuation of cyber threats, right? What is ransomware? Okay, before I go ahead, um can someone just as a kind of recap, can someone tell me what a malware is? Yeah, can someone tell me what a malware is? Yeah, I'm waiting. Before I go further, I need to hear from you guys. Okay, can someone tell me what a virus is? This is a class, right? So I think it should be more interactive. Any answer from anyone? Oh, okay. So I need answers. I need feedbacks, right? Yeah, can someone tell me what malware is and the types of malware we talked about in our last class? I'm waiting. Oh, so no one can tell us what a malware is. All right, we talked of cyber threats. Can anyone remember the types of cyber threats we talked about? Yes, I'm waiting. I'm all ears. Please, can someone just drop on the chat the different cyber threats we talked about last time we met, our last contact. Okay. All right, let's do a rundown. Let's do a rundown of what we did last week. I'm sorry, the last time we came to class. Okay. Sorry, I need to do a rundown of the last. Yes. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and for today's class. We talked of various kind of cyber threats, and we talked of the malware under which we discussed the virus, right? We talked of very different viruses that can infect a system or a document, and we also said that viruses are are usually attached to files, they are usually attached to documents, and once they gain entrance to a system, they go ahead to infect that system. And we also talked of worm as a kind of malware, right? And we talked of Trojan horse as a kind of malware. And today we want to talk about ransomware. Yeah, we want to talk about ransomware. And ransomware is a form of malware, also known as, of course, we should know that malware is also known as malicious software that locks and encrypts a victim's computer or data, then demands a ransom to restore access, right? So as the name implies, ransom, you need to pay a ransom before your data or your information or your computer is released. It's like network kidnap, right? Or information kidnap. Ransomware might seem straightforward, but dealing with an attack can be complicated, right? If the attackers don't provide the decryption key, you might not be able to get your data or device back. Okay, to throw more light on this, ransomware is basically attackers gaining access to your data, to your information, or even to your system. And how do they go about that? Once an attacker gets hold Okay, once an attacker gets hold of your system, um, he usually locks, or that attacker usually locks or encrypts that particular information. Encryption means making it unaccessible. That is, it won't be in human readable form. When a data is encrypted, it means humans cannot read it unless another key is given for decryption. So that is, once you don't decrypt that information or that data, you will no longer gain access to it. So that is what ransomware is all about. When an attacker gets access to your information or to your data, they quickly encrypt that data, or lock the computer. And then once it's been encrypted, it means a key has to be sent back to you for decrypting. Decrypting means you're now going to translate it back to human readable forms that you'll be able to access, right? So ransomware might be straightforward actually, but dealing with an attack can be really complicated, just as we know how kidnappers really stress people. So once information are gotten by ransom attackers, it's very complicated. And once you are not given the decryption key, it means that the whole information has been captured, and it only takes those with human hearts to release that information. So ransomware targets. Here are 4 target groups and how each may be impacted. One, we have the groups with smaller security. How do they get, who are their targets? Yes, ransomware, who are really their targets, right? In cybersecurity, who are their targets? We talked of the targets of viruses and other malware. This time around, we have 4 target groups, right? The first group is groups with smaller security teams, or groups with smaller or less strong security being put in place. Universities are in this group because they usually have less security and a lot of file sharing. Yeah, we can really attain to that security in universities. Network securities in universities are usually a bit porous, like than the usual organizations and all of that. And these are the groups that usually are the targets for ransomware because they have smaller security, their security outlets across their systems are usually not too strong. And also, there are a lot of file sharing in this kind of groups. Okay, then we have also organizations that can and will pay quickly. Yes, these are their targets because when we talk of ransomware, as I earlier said, it's paying to get back what belongs to you. You're paying the hacker to be able to release your information, or you being able to gain access back to your information, right? So one of their targets majorly are organizations that can pay quickly and organizations that can pay well, right? So under this group, we have the government agencies, we have the banks, we have medical facilities, and similar groups all constitute these groups because they need immediate access to their files. And when I was talking the last time we met, I was using hospital that uses the hospital management system to carry out their activities in the hospital. And the hospital is a place where every day people come around. So once an attacker gets hold of organizations like the hospitals or medical facilities, of course, they know it's going to pay them hugely because they readily need information of patients to be able to quickly attend to them and all of that. And also the banks, right? The last time, I think the first time we introduced these, we're talking of GT Bank being hacked, but not totally hacked, right? So transactions were really going on because most people that don't really know what had happened were, and it didn't stop transaction, right? So even if there's something like that, they know that the banks are very, very good payouts points for them, right? So organizations that can really pay quickly are one of their targets in ransomware for ransomware attacks, right? So because they need their files, they need immediate access to files, and they'll be willing to pay that quickly, not to sabotage their organization. Okay, then another group is firms that hold sensitive data. Firms that hold sensitive data. Yes, firms. These are law firms and other firms that really hold sensitive data about countries, about organizations, IT firms, a lot of all these are firms that hold sensitive information about various organizations, about a state, about a parastatal, about a sector. They may be targeted because cyber criminals count on the legal controversies that could happen if the ransomware data is leaked. So because of the sensitivity of the data, once a ransom attack is carried out, those groups of firms or this particular organizations that fall into this group will do everything possible to gain access, right, back to their information or their data, because they know the implication of these guys leaking data of sensitive information about maybe a nation, about a business group, about a bank, and all of that. So this category of organizations that fall into a group of firms that hold sensitive data are basically one of the targets for ransomware attack, because they know that nobody would want to get his or their sensitive data leaked or being in the public space. Okay, then we have those very one, businesses in the Western markets. Businesses in Western markets are targeted by cyber criminals for bigger payouts. They focus on UK, They focus on the US and Canadian companies because of their wealth and high personal computer use. Here we have a lot of people, everything is almost automated, right? In the Western markets, every single thing is automated. So this business, this market space is always a target for ransomware, right? So we have basically these groups of these groups that are targets for ransomware. The first I talked about was the smaller security team, groups with smaller security teams. We also talked about organizations that can and will pay quickly, under which we have the government agencies, we have the banks, we have health sectors, and we have agencies that sure they can pay heavily, the oil sector and all of that. So now the third we spoke about are firms that hold sensitive data. It would sound funny or somehow if Nigerian data or sensitive data are leaked, right? We know how it happens, and then most times the governments are not really at peace if, for instance, even if the president's speech is leaked before time, we know how they run about all of that. So firms that hold sensitive data are one of their targets. And lastly, businesses in the Western market, because of the high rate of personal computer use in the Western world, ransomware attacks are usually carried out. All right. So at this point, I would want someone to just briefly tell me the difference between a ransomware and a a Trojan horse. Can I get a response, please? Yeah, can I get a response? Any response? Wow. Okay, now here are some essential do's and don'ts to help protect against ransomware attack. One, we have use security software. Install and use trusted security software that offers more than just antivirus protection. Some can detect and protect against threats to your identity and devices, including mobile phones, right? So the use of security software cannot be overemphasized, right? You need to have your security software always in place. And the second is keeping the security software updated. We talked about patches, right? Patch management, okay? Someone just answered and said, malware is a form of malicious software created to disrupt network systems. All right, thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, while ransomware, you just told us what malware is. Can you tell us briefly what ransomware is? We just talked of ransomware now. Okay, okay, ransomware is paid for Trojan. Types of, all right, thank you. Ransomware is paid for Trojan. Isn't, sorry, can't see this. All right, thank you very much, Temi Tope. Okay, Trojan horse tricks you into installing, thank you, installing it, and then when installed, it steals info, spy on you, and other things. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I need more response. I need more feedbacks on that. All right, okay, ransomware, Best Me says, ransomware has the implies that software used by criminals to encrypt computers or network so as to collect ransom. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So here are some essential do's and don'ts to help protect against ransomware attacks. Right. First, make sure you use security software that go beyond just antivirus, right? And also you keep the security software updated. You keep the security software updated. New ransomware variants keep emerging for you to know that these guys don't go to sleep, right? There are activities that keep coming up each time, each day, for them to be able to carry out their malicious acts. So having up-to-date internet security software like G-Data Cyber Defense is crucial to protect your data. Yeah, G-Data Cyber Defense is one security software, right? For updating security software. You use G-Data Cyber Defense to update your security software. Okay. All right. You also update your operating systems and software as well. Regular updates, software updates often includes patches for newly discovered security vulnerabilities and ransomware attacks could exploit, right? So our operating system should be up to date, and you're always advised to use latest operating system, right? If you really want to go into security aspect of cyber, you don't need to work with old versions of operating systems. So you need to get newer versions of operating system and also getting those versions updated, right? So we also have backup important data. These are what you should do. Remember, we are talking of the do's and the don'ts. We are at the do's, the things you should do to avoid ransomware attack. Use an external hard drive to back up valuable files. Remember, the aim is to, once they get hold of your information, they encrypt those information. They encrypt your data, right? So if you don't have a backup anywhere, okay. If you don't have sorry. Sorry, thank you. 1 second, please. I need to increase the font. All right. Okay. How is it now? Is it better? Okay, I've done that already. I've increased. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Sorry for that, please. So sorry about that. Okay. So I was talking of the essential do's and don'ts to help protect against ransomware. These are the things you should readily do on your network or your system or your data, right? I talked of use security software and also update this security software. If you want to be, at the top of your game, you need to readily update your security software. And there is one I just dropped here. Software like G-Data Cyber Defense is crucial to protect your device and also to update your security software. Then I talked of updating your operating system and using the latest version of your operating system. It's funny enough, you're using a very old version of your operating system, happy doing that. These are very for these guys to strike. So your advice, latest version of your operating system, if you're using a Windows, versions of Windows, and also update the versions, right? So you don't just allow your version to get, because daily there's an update of applications and all of that. So, and then I was talking about backing up important data or information, right? The use of external hard drive to back up valuable files. And I was trying to throw more lights on this, because ransomware, remember, is getting hold of your information or your data and encrypting it so you wouldn't gain access any longer until you pay for the release of a key. That key that is being released to you will not enable you decrypt your file or decrypt the information. These attackers get hold of your information by encrypting it. You wouldn't have access any longer. You wouldn't gain access to such informations, to your file, or even to your system, right? So backing up important data to cloud, to your hard drive, is something you wouldn't joke with, okay? Is something every good cybersecurity person should always have at the back. You don't just have your information just on your system and then you're fine with that. Backing up, having a backup of your files, either to your cloud or to a hard drive, right? So that ensure backups are protected or stored offline to prevent attackers from accessing them also. So you can restore your files once the infection is cleaned up, because once a ransomware happens, there must be a cleanup. And most times, once this cleanup is done, some important files you might not recover. So, but when you have a backup somewhere, either on your hard drive or offline, right? You'll be able to, okay, I have this somewhere. Okay, I can find this data. All right, I can go to my backup, and then you get those information. All right. So, and then I had already talked of using cloud services. I had an experience. I was sharing with one of my colleagues today. I was using this software. We're discussing on of using software to, security software. So I was telling this colleague of mine that I had an experience with a software, particular software. That software was seeing virtually everything in my system as a threat. I couldn't put on, once I just put on my system, everything goes blank. Wow. It wasn't a funny experience, actually, I must confess. It wasn't a funny experience. Everything from my word, I couldn't work, I couldn't gain access to anything on my system. So some of these security software are very good, because at that point, that software was seeing everything, including my office space, as a threat. So it just shut down my system until I had to go, and then I changed user, I had to go through settings, and it was a long thing altogether, but at the end of the day, I got my system back, right? So cloud services help mitigate ransom, as many retain previous versions of files, allowing you to roll back to the unencrypted form. Once you have this cloud services, I talked initially about, we have the AWS, we have the Microsoft, we have Google also, right? So these are cloud services that can help you get your information stored in the cloud, so that whenever this kind of attack happens, you'll be able to get the unencrypted version of those information that have been gotten by the attackers. Okay, so any question based on what I just talked about at the ransomware? Any question? Any question, please? All right. Okay. The font is still small. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Still complaining of the font size. How is it now? Yeah, please, can you confirm? Can you confirm the size? Okay, can you confirm the size? Okay, all right. So, all right. So, on our next slide, we'll be talking of the don'ts of this. Trying to get this. Okay, the don'ts. The things you shouldn't do so that you wouldn't be attacked, right? There are things you should do and there are things you shouldn't do. We had talked earlier on the things you should do so you wouldn't get attacked, right? Now, the things you shouldn't do so that you wouldn't be attacked. One is don't automatically open email attachments. Email is a common method for delivering ransomware. Avoid opening
over and over again. Oh.
Okay. And someone asked the question. I didn't get that, sorry. Okay, thank you, Faith. Faith said the font size is okay. Someone asked the question. Can I get that question again? If your system is being attacked and you're being asked to pay a ransom, isn't it possible to just leave everything and start again? Yeah, depending on the level or the magnitude of the attack. Yeah, that is why I said you should always have a backup, because even most times, one funny aspect of this ransomware is most times, even when you pay, they wouldn't release the key to you. Okay, so even when you pay, they wouldn't release the key to you, the key for you to decrypt the encrypted information. So the best, depending on the magnitude of your attack, right, of the ransomware attack that was meted out, it's depending. If it's something you can start all over again, it's going to take, wow. If you've worked for 5 years or for some months, and then for years, let's take it as years, and then your information, an organization was attacked, right? And then you're asked to pay, you have to look at, okay, do I have an up-to-date backup, right? Do I have an up-to-date backup? If you don't have an up-to-date backup, you need to negotiate with these guys, right? So, and that is why it's always good to have back and keep updating your backup. Keep updating your backup, because most times, even when you pay for ransom, the keys are not being released. Okay, so I think that has answered your question. Okay, so the don'ts. One, don't automatically open email attachments. Email is a common method for delivering ransomware. Avoid opening emails and attachments from unfamiliar or untrusted sources. You go to your mailbox and you don't know who sent that email. You don't know the attachment. You might even know, we talked of this kind of threats that it might even come from a trusted person. But an attachment, you should be very careful. We're going to do a hands-on, all right? And I'm going to send a link to you for you to open. Most times, most systems, you see this is spam, they'll report as spam and all of that. So you're advised not to avoid opening emails and attachment, especially from unfamiliar or untrusted sources, right? So these are the don'ts you should have at the back of your mind. Then, secondly, don't enable macros in email attachments. Be conscious of any email attachment that advises you to enable macros. What are macros actually? Macros are bash scripts. Sorry if I had to use that, but these are bash scripts that will lead you to activate some other features, right? So macros, once you see something that and it's an indication that this is a macro, don't you advise not to enable to view its contents. As I said, they are bash scripts. Macros are usually bash scripts that are they are usually attached to either copied to receivers, right? Or so macros are usually attached to receivers. They are also bash scripts. So you are advised not to try viewing the contents. Macro malware can infect multiple files. Delete the email unless you are sure it's genuine and from a trusted source. It's not a must that every mail that enters into your box you should open. Once you look at it and I don't know this person, I don't know the source, I don't understand the source. Good enough. These days, this operating systems, browsers, your browsers, once they sense that this email is malicious, they send you messages, right? So if you want to open, they'll say, this mail might be harmful, right? Or they will tell you the sender is not from your organization, things like that, right? These are prompting and these are also alerts that are being sent. Okay. Don't pay the ransom if you can. Even if you pay the ransom, you may not get your files back, as I said earlier. So you are advised most times not to pay ransom, because once you pay that amount of money to them, and this thing we are talking about is not small amounts, the huge amount of money. You don't pay. One is most time when those files are not released back to you. They don't send the encryption key back to you for you to get your file or to gain access. And secondly, once you start paying ransom to them, they'll say this one is a good one. I think they think they'll keep attacking you, because at any point they ask for ransom, you give it to them. So they'll keep attacking you and attacking you. But once maybe they try asking you, oh, we have hold of this, and because you have a good backup, you have an up-to-date backup, you're not really bothered about the attacks, you go ahead and get your unencrypted information from your backup, and then you continue. So they'll like, oh, this guy is not responsive, so they try someone else. So it's good also, and it's also wise for you not to pay ransom, because once you start paying, they start seeing you as a very good customer. All right. So any question on ransomware? On ransomware, any question on that? Okay, we're going for a short break. When we're back, we'll continue with phishing. Thank you.
The world of technology is constantly evolving, which means there's always an opportunity to learn and grow.
My name is Oyebode Esther. I studied religious studies at the University of Ibadan.
My name is Ifeoluwa. I studied cell biology and genetics in the University of Lagos, after which I got a job working in the bank.
My name is Regina Taiwo. You wouldn't believe I studied architecture in school.
I knew there was more, so I decided to take a leap. Currently, I am a product designer and a product manager.
I'm currently a motion graphics designer.
Presently, I am a data scientist and an AWS cloud engineer.
I understand that being a lady is not a disadvantage, so I embrace tech.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
Now I can say I'm a thriving Texas.
Are you ready to break new ground and join the world of tech? The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative is a commemorative bootcamp in honor of our visionary, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, as we join her in thanking God for her 76th birthday celebration. This program is designed to help you make your career shift a reality. Registration is open and you can register via the link on your screen right now.
All right, thank you. You're welcome back. Now we're going to talk about phishing. We're going to talk about phishing. Phishing is a cyber attack where scammers use fake email. This time around, phishing is a type of cyber attack, right? Where scammers use fake emails, text messages, phone calls, or websites to deceive people into giving away sensitive information, downloading harmful software, or falling victim to other types of cyber crime, right? So we have types of phishing. We have, let me try and increase the font. Oh. Oh. Okay. Types of phishing, we have a bulk email phishing attack happens. Well, one is the bulk email phishing attack. I don't know why it's not coming up the way it should. Okay, one is the bulk email phishing attack, right? This happens when scammers send out lots of fake emails to many people at the same time. These emails often pretend to be from trusted companies like banks or online stores and try to trick you into sharing personal information or clicking on harmful links. Most times, phishing comes with links, right? And they are sent to emails. Phishing are sent basically to emails, and most times they have links attached to them, pictures, right? Yes, they have links, they have pictures, they have some other things that could just captivate you, a write-up that could just be so captivating, and then you wouldn't know that once you click on a link, there's an attachment behind what you see. So this bulk email phishing attack happens when attacker sends fake emails or fake links to people, fake attachments, malicious attachments to so many email addresses, right? This could be from, they might even use your bank name, use your bank emails and all of that and send those things. Their intention is hopefully once maybe they send like up to 800 emails to at a time. They'll be hoping that maybe 100 people will fall to their traps. So that is what bulk email phishing attack is all about. They send a lot of emails to people so that maybe when you ask me, did you get this email? I'll say yes, and then you think it's from trusted companies or trusted parties. So this is one type of phishing attack. Okay. Okay, I did. Okay, so another one here is the spear phishing. The spear phishing attack. The second one here is the spear phishing attack. This attack aims at specific individuals or organizations, often using personalized information to appear more convincing. Most times they'll call you, right, or they'll tell you, or they'll send something. For instance, in this part of the continent, you might just get a message and are you peace? Is this your account number? They might get your account number, very correct. Okay, is this your phone number? They'll send this kind of message to you using your personalized information, right? Once you see someone asking if is your name is this piece name piece your account number, your phone number, your date of birth, you say, oh, this mail must be from a trusted person or a trusted organization or from your bank or from your organization, right? So spear phishing is attack aimed at specific individuals, at times companies also, and they usually use personalized information to appear more convincing. That's just the summary of the shots, right? And we have this HTTPS phishing. There's a third kind of phishing I mentioned here. Attackers with HTTPS to appear secure. We usually know that once you see the lock in a URL, you say, yes, this site is very safe. But I want to let you know that even some of the sites with the lock and the HTTPS, the URL, some of them are being cloned. There are cases of cloned URL. This URL are cloned with the HTTPS, with the lock sign and all of that. They appear so secure, and then they trick victims into entering their credentials. Most times we experience this, and most people that get cloned sites, maybe they want to travel, they are looking for their travel visas, or maybe you want to go on let's say study, you want to travel using study route and all of that. Most of these sites are being cloned. You make your payments, you drop your credentials and a whole lot of personal informations, and then at the end of the whole thing you find out that this URL or this website was actually cloned, right? So these are phishing. These are kinds of types of phishing that attack websites, right? So that a website is secure with the HTTP, with the login doesn't mean is 100%. Okay, we have phishing from voice, right? Involves phone calls where attackers pretend to be your trusted entities to steal information. It's very common in this part of the continent where I stay, right? You usually get phone calls from attackers trying to get information about maybe your account details, your BVN, your password and all of that. They might come with, oh, is your name this? Is your name Peace? Yes. Were you giving birth on so date? Yes, and all of that, giving you very authentic personal information, right, about yourself. All of this is with they have the intention of wanting to steal more of your information or get like a password or vital information they will need for their hacking. Please, ma'am, make the slide to be brighter. Okay. Well, how is it now? So can someone help me from the studio? The chat room is so bold, and I'm trying to make this bold as well. So I'm not sure they are saying clearly. It's actually okay. Okay, the side is actually okay. So phishing, as I said, involves phone calls using voices, okay, using voices to extract, trying to give you a convincing information that this call is coming from your bank, or it's coming from your organization, or it's coming from a trusted person, right? A trusted organization. They would come with questions, or they will come first with your authentic information. So beware of such kinds of attack. Then smishing, we have another one that's called smishing, phishing attacks conducted via SMS or text messages. Most of these SMS or text message, and you have won 1 million whatever. Just click on this too. I'm sure we are familiar with things like that, right? Or click on this code to get whatever. They send it as SMS, and then if you're not smart enough or if you're not sensitive, you might just click on whatever text that's been sent to you via text message, and then they then gain access to your very important information. So we have phishing, we have smishing. The phishing is using phone calls to try to, extract more information or steal more information from you by coming up with authentic information about who you are, maybe where you work, your name, your place. That has to do using and trying to ask you to click on a particular, maybe they'll come with an enticing kind of message. You have won $1 million, naira. So click on it, everything will be fine. We are farming. Okay, to fake websites, selling malicious code on your computer. They get to websites that generate traffic. Those, and they're trying to do one or two websites, and you're being right. All right, as I continue before we go on a 5 minutes break, just for you to stretch, right? Get your questions when we come back. We'll be doing our hands-on. Thank you.
The world of technology is constantly evolving, which means there's always an opportunity to learn and grow.
My name is Oyebode Esther. I studied religious studies at the University of Ibadan.
My name is Ifeoluwa. I studied cell biology and genetics in the University of Lagos, after which I got a job working in the bank.
My name is Regina Taiwo. You wouldn't believe I studied architecture in school.
I knew there was more, so I decided to take a leap. Currently, I am a product designer and a product manager.
I'm currently a motion graphics designer.
Presently, I am a data scientist and an AWS cloud engineer.
I understand that being a lady is not a disadvantage, so I embrace tech.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
Now I can say I'm a thriving Texas.
Are you ready to break new grounds and join the world of tech? The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative is a commemorative bootcamp in honor of our visionary, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, as we join her in thanking God for her 76th birthday celebration. This program is designed to help you make your career shift a reality. Registration is open and you can register via the link on your screen right now.
Imagine
The world of technology is constantly evolving, which means there's always an opportunity to learn and grow.
My name is Oyebode Esther. I studied religious studies at the University of Ibadan.
My name is Ifeoluwa. I studied cell biology and genetics in the University of Lagos, after which I got a job working in the bank.
My name is Regina Taiwo. You wouldn't believe I studied architecture in school.
I knew there was more, so I decided to take a leap. Currently, I am a product designer and a product manager.
I'm currently a motion graphics designer.
Presently, I am a data scientist and an AWS cloud engineer.
I understand that being a lady is not a disadvantage, so I embrace tech.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
Now I can say I'm a thriving Texas.
Are you ready to break new grounds and join the world of tech? The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative is a commemorative bootcamp in honor of our visionary, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, as we join her in thanking God for her 76th birthday celebration. This program is designed to help you make your career shift a reality. Registration is open and you can register via the link on your screen right now.
follow
The world of technology is constantly evolving, which means there's always an opportunity to learn and grow.
My name is Oyebode Esther. I studied religious studies at the University of Ibadan.
My name is Ifeoluwa. I studied cell biology and genetics in the University of Lagos, after which I got a job working in the bank.
My name is Regina Taiwo. You wouldn't believe I studied architecture in school.
I knew there was more, so I decided to take a leap. Currently, I am a product designer and a product manager.
I'm currently a motion graphics designer.
Presently, I am a data scientist and an AWS cloud engineer.
I understand that being a lady is not a disadvantage, so I embrace tech.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
Now I can say I'm a thriving Texas.
Are you ready to break new grounds and join the world of tech? The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative is a commemorative bootcamp in honor of our visionary, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, as we join her in thanking God for her 76th birthday celebration. This program is designed to help you make your career shift a reality. Registration is open and you can register via the link on your screen right now.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. All right, we talked of types of phishing attacks. The last one I said was farming, as in PHARMING, not farming with the F, right? Okay. We said farming is redirecting unsuspected victims to fake websites by installing malicious codes on your systems or your network. Okay. Then the seventh one is clone phishing. Hello, please, can you okay, clone phishing. I think I touched a little on that also. Attackers create new sites, new websites, just trying to divert people's attention from the original and then wanting you to click on the websites and all of that. Okay. Oh, my slide doesn't come in up. Okay. So, what are signs of phishing attack? What are some signs of phishing attack? All right. One, we have strong emotions and pressure tactics. Phishing scams try to make victims feel a sense of urgency so that they can act quickly, right? When you get an email with this sense of urgency, asking you to, giving you a timeline or a time frame, sending you messages back to back, I think you should as well suspect a phishing attack, right? And also, scammers often do this by invoking strong emotions like fear, greed, and curiosity. Okay, so once you get an email with, okay, we'll be taking questions now. All right. Okay, please. All right. Is there a way to get the location of those best fortune Oluwashina? Is there a way to get the location of those trying to steal vital information or those that have stolen vital information? I don't really understand what you mean by location. Do you mean a physical location? We talked when we were discussing about one of those threats. We know there are groups that are hackers, right? And they are known. It's not as if they are. Most times they are not known physically, but they are known as in they exist. So the location you're talking about, I don't know if it's a physical location. Most of these things are not done physically, please. I want to get that. Do you mean a physical location? Hello, best. Okay. I was trying to say, good evening, ma'am. Please, is there any way we can know the emails or text messages that are actually fake or attacks, or we just have to use our no, 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 no. It's no. You can use your maybe your sensitivity to, most times sensitivity is also in play, works out, but you can use just your mind or seeing a mail, you say, okay, there are tools, there are security tools that we'll be using, and we have abuse IPD B is a tool that helps check the IP address, also subdomains, right? So once you get that tool running on your system, and then you go through that IP address, it shows you if it's a malicious one or not. And also we have Netcraft, right? Netcraft also shows us if this emails or some emails that we get in our box, our inboxes are malicious. So there are tools that helps us check. But I'm still coming to that. You can also know if some of these uh, mails are malicious, right? I was trying to come over to that. Once I just said if the email is so persuasive, it puts pressure on you. You need, and you don't really know whom that person is. It's a pointer, right? It's a red flag that this might be or this is a malicious email, right? Giving you, you know, threatening you, making you curious, and all of that. These are signs that, wow, these are malicious um, mail, right? It is malicious. And also, if you get wrong spellings, for instance, your organization, the website, the spelling, and most times their spellings are incorrect. They come with errors, right? For instance, you have, should we say, for instance, first bank dots, and then you get something similar to first bank com, but the spelling of the first there, maybe the R is omitted, right? It's also a pointer that this is a malicious kind of email. I'm just saying that they usually don't come with correct spellings. There's a mix up somewhere in their spellings and all of that. And also, I talked of request for money or sensitive information. Once an email is asking for your sensitive information or asking you to send money, I think we in this part of the continent should be familiar with such. Someone will ask you, and you have won 10 million naira, send airtime worth 2,000, things like that, right? A particular amount of airtime, or you asked to send a token and all of that. So these are signs that this might be a malicious kind of email, right? Also, generic messaging. They usually send generic messages like "Dear customer," dear. They don't use people's name. Please, can we be brief with the answers to the question so we can take? I'm done with that question. Yeah, I'm actually done with that question. So any more question? Sorry, I'm done with that question. What are macros, and once you said are usually attached to mails? Okay, I said macros are bash scripts. Ajawo Elizabeth. I said macros are bash scripts, and they are usually attached to receivers, right? To receivers, you can copy it to, and all of that. They are bash scripts. Bash scripts is a kind of a programming. It's a command usually used to lead to some other actions, right? So I don't know if we'll be looking at Linux, would had run a little of bash scripts, but for your level now, macros are just bash scripts that are usually attached to receivers of emails. Okay, all right. So, any question for ransomware? Can they sell your vital information if you don't pay the ransom demanded? Yes, they can, depending on whom they are working for. If you have an enemy that had gone through the ransomware attacker, and they were able to get your sensitive information, if you don't negotiate them properly, they can sell your information. They can sell out your vital information. Thank you, Damilola. Oh, sorry for that about that. Okay, Eunice, Is it possible to get the IP address of those that encrypted your data for ransomware? Don't worry. Okay. Most times they usually the IP address they release are usually not, yeah, usually not the correct one. Yeah. So they clone all of these, and then you can possibly get an IP address that is fake. Okay. All right. So next question. Is there a way to get back your information without having to pay ransom, even if you didn't back up your oh so you see, well, the chances of getting back your information is very slim if you don't pay a ransom and if you don't have a backup. The only way you can get your information is having your backup or reverting back to your backup. All right. Any more question? What's the difference between spear phishing and VM phishing? Okay, Bamidele Abigail. Okay, spear phishing is actually aimed at an individual. Okay, it's actually aimed at individual and organization, unlike the other kind of phishing, the bulk email that it's been sent, to so many. Okay, so spear phishing is aimed at at a particular individual, while phishing is using voice. They use phone calls to reach out to their targets, giving you correct or basic information about their targets. For instance, they will call you on phone and they would ask you, they wouldn't ask you because they will tell you your name, and if you go through what they are saying, or if you listen carefully, you find out that your name is correct, your date of birth is correct, everything concerning you, the information is actually correct. So phishing is using voice, using phone calls to try to extract more information from their targets. Okay, any more question? Oh, good evening, Ma. What do you have to say about the usage of cracked software operating system antivirus? So they offer the same level of security. Okay. What do you have to say about the usage of cracked software operating system? Most times they do not offer the same kind of, sorry, sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so usually cracked operating system do not offer the same, do not offer the same kind of security, right? With antivirus. We talked of you having more antivirus, like security tools that give more protection than just being antivirus, right? So that which is very possible. And for also the operating system, I talked of updating your operating system, right? Updating your operating system will also enable your security very, very
The world of technology is constantly evolving, which means there's always an opportunity to learn and grow.
My name is Oyebode Esther. I studied religious studies at the University of Ibadan.
My name is Ifeoluwa. I studied cell biology and genetics in the University of Lagos, after which I got a job working in the bank.
My name is Regina Taiwo. You wouldn't believe I studied architecture in school.
I knew there was more, so I decided to take a leap. Currently, I am a product designer and a product manager.
I'm currently a motion graphics designer.
Presently, I am a data scientist and an AWS cloud engineer.
I understand that being a lady is not a disadvantage, so I embrace tech.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
And I am thriving as a Texas.
Now I can say I'm a thriving Texas.
Are you ready to break new ground and join the world of tech? The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative is a commemorative bootcamp in honor of our visionary, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, as we join her in thanking God for her 76th birthday celebration. This program is designed to help you make your career shift a reality. Registration is open and you can register via the link on your screen right now.
Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. Okay, do we have more questions? For the intermediate and advanced, can you please calm down on your questions? All right. Okay, so, okay, I want us to do, how does this attackers get access to different email addresses and phone numbers? These are very simple. There are tools for that. If I want to get, if a hacker wants to get email addresses, there are tools that do that. Very easy. You just need to get the right tools, and then you see hundreds of email addresses of that organization, and then you can even get phone numbers, right? So there are tools for that. Okay. All right. There are tools that, yeah. All right. I want us to do briefly before we go off. Let us do a little exercise here. I would want you to, I want us to try, just go to your browser, right? And let's do a hands-on. Okay, go to browser and get this typed. Get this, I don't know, should I drop? Oh, Okay, so I would want us to try and execute. Want us to check if we have malicious mails or URL, right? And the tools you could use for that, you could just type abuse IPDB. Go to your browser and type that. ABUSE IPDB. Okay. Abuse. Okay. I want us to do a class, just a brief class activity at this point. We are thought of malicious software. So how do we get to know if some of these software are malicious, right? So I want you to go to your browser. Abuse IP. Yeah. .com. That is one. Then I want us to look at please kindly fill the all right. I want us to also look at Netcraft. You could just go check out for Netcraft and then we'll try to do. This Netcraft is an extension. You can just add it as an extension to your browser, right? So get this done. Sorry, this Netcraft is separate. Yeah, Netcraft is separate. So the abuse IPDP is the URL I want to, and also Netcraft. Netcraft is an extension you can add to your browser. Okay, so let's get that done. Then I'll put out steps for us to check if some of our URL or if there's any malicious URL or there's any malicious mail around. Okay, so get that done. I'll be waiting. Let me know once you're done with getting into the URL, all right? For the Netcraft, you need to add it as an extension. Yeah, thank you. And then Netcraft, you need to add the Netcraft as an extension, right? Thank you. Are we all at abuse IPD? You okay? Are we all at abuse ipdb.com. The Netcraft is different, sorry. Okay. So I want to know if we are there. So at your abuse.I, yes, at the abuse ipdb.com, I want you to enter your, yes, yeah, I want you to okay, first of all, for us to get an IP address, can we do, okay, let's check this domain. Okay, just enter enter any domain name, on the abuse IPDP, right? Just enter any domain name there. So, and then let's see how it goes. Okay. All right. Enter a domain name or an IP address. Okay. Yeah, we reserve the domain. Okay. So just enter a domain name, and then if you can, enter a domain name. So you could just enter, I don't know, just look for a domain name and enter. Use it on the IP, on the abuse IPDP. And then it's going to come up with the IP address, all right? It's going to come up with the IP address and how safe, how secure that domain is. Please, who is on the same page here? Okay, I said go to your browser, and type https://abuseipdp.com. I think it was dropped. The link was dropped on the chat. Please go to the link that was dropped and then open it on your browser. Yes, but not including the Netcraft. There's a mistake on this. The Netcraft is a different tool altogether. So you're not going to join this. You're going to stop at .com. https://abuseipdp.com. Can you hear me clearly now? Please, can you hear me? Yes, please. Yes, that's the URL. Yes, thank you. Yes, okay. All right. So were you able to check Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's the URL. So open it, and then you will see a space where you would enter, check an IP address, domain name, or subnet, right? So enter any IP address. Yeah, and then check it and click on check. Enter any IP. It's a straightforward application. Just enter any IP address. Sorry, your domain, any domain name, and then check. Who has done that, please? No. Try another one. I've opened my own already. Okay. There, just enter. Um, Let me check again. Okay. Who has gotten anything? Any answer? I entered my domain name and it said we resolved the domain. What did you see? Okay, let's do a uniform one. Can we just enter unn.edu.ng? Can we enter this? Enter this. Yeah, I want all of us to enter this unn.edu.ng. I need response, please. I need feedback. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I need that to be typed and then check. So what did we get? Let's start from there. Okay, I did that. Okay. What else did you see? Can someone tell me what else he or she noticed? Thank you. Yes. Scroll down. There are some other write-ups down. Just keep scrolling. There are some other things you'll see there. Yeah. Well, yeah, I've gotten that, but there are some other things. You need to scroll down. Scroll down. You should see the IP address of this domain. The ISP is Cloudflare. Usage type, content delivery. I want us to study the write-ups below from important note, there are other things you should see. Yeah. Please confirm if you're getting the information required. Important notes: IP abuse reports for this IP address, right? This IP address has been reported to a total of 28 times from 23 distinct sources, right? So keep reading. There are things you should read, and then please, are we on the same page? Can you just drop what you're seeing on your screen currently? Yeah, that's that's the domain name. So you're to check. It's supposed to give you the IP address and then important notes. I want you to write some of the important notes that you got. Yeah, by checking or by scrolling down, please. Please, can we do that fast? I'm not getting any response. Oh, the most recent abuse report. It is possible that this abuse. Is this a question?
The world of technology is constantly evolving, which means there's always an opportunity to learn and grow.
My name is Oyebode Esther. I studied religious studies at the University of Ibadan.
My name is Ifeoluwa. I studied.
Please, I need the feedback. I need feedbacks from this particular exercise. I want to be sure it showed this IP was reported 1 times. Confidence of abuse is 3%. Okay. One can report domain name or IP addresses anonymously. An IP address from within our whitelist, yes. Whitelisted net blocks are typically owned by trusted. Okay, so have you seen that a whitelist is it's not a hacking, it's not a hacking team. So this website is trusted, okay? Okay, so I need more. So we could round up. I need more, please. There's a list of sources that reported the site based on, yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. The IP address was first reported on the 20th of May, 2021, and most recent report was 2 weeks ago. Exactly. So, yeah, I need more coming in so we'll know we're on the same page. Whitelisted net blocks are typically owned by trusted entities such as Google or Microsoft, who may use them as search engines. All right. Okay. So there are other reports that are found on that IP report, right? The last time a phishing attack was detected, last time I could see malicious activity detected 3 months ago. I could see hacker system log review. Uh-huh. I could also see fake original refund is a phishing email spam, right? I could see malicious activity detected 7 months ago. I think they are legitimate company who have breached, and okay, this a phishing, a web spam, email spam, all of this. So this particular. All right. So someone was asking if it's possible to get email addresses of. Okay. So this is one of the tool you can use to check if the an IP address or a domain is malicious, right? As we correctly saw that it's a whitelist website, so it is trustworthy. Okay, so if you have, I want us to try this particular website and let's see the difference. Okay, I'm going to drop another URL, then you try. Okay, trying to lay hands on one. Oh, Jesus. I just want us to have a study of. So, can we at the same time try our Netcrafts? Can we go ahead and try Netcrafts? I earlier said is an extension. You need to add it to your browser as an extension. So, go to Netcrafts and let's see what it has for us. I'm going to give a take-home assignment that. Yeah, Netcraft, please. W. Yes. All right. Netcraft.com /apps extension email, then phishing protection. Okay, so Yes, I have. So a link will be sent now. So you would add this as an attachment to your browser. Okay, add this as an attachment to your browser. Yeah, thank you very much. All right, so we're going to, there's an extension, add this to your browser, okay, and then just it's very simple to add. You're going to add it as an extension to your browser and then work with that. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a take-home assignment to use this application. The link has been sent. Use to check if you have any phishing email in your inbox. And when we come back next, we'll know who did and who did not. So you're going to add this as an extension and use it to check for phishing mails in your inbox. Okay. Hope you all heard me. Right, I want you to use this tool, this security tool, to check for phishing mails in your inbox. Thank you. Any further question? We'll start from this assignment the next time we come to class. Okay, in the absence of any other question, please make sure you come to class and then we're going to start from this particular link I just sent. Thank you and do enjoy the rest of your night. See you next time.
Like a hacker.
All right, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We hope that you enjoyed the class tonight. A big thank you to our facilitator, Peace. We want to say thank you very much for that wonderful time. Please note that you can still send in your questions. They will be duly attended to appropriately. Send in your question through the comment section or through our Telegram community. Ensure you subscribe to this channel so that you get notified each time we are going to be having your class. If you have any questions as regarding your registration or course change or any other information about Ladies in Tech Africa registration, please do not forget to or do not hesitate to write to us or reach out to us via any of our social media platforms or through the Telegram community. If you are not a part of the Telegram community yet, the link has been sent to you via email, and certain information will be sent to you from tomorrow that are new concerning the training. Please ensure that you constantly check your email address and ensure that you subscribe to this channel, because certain videos will also be uploaded as regarding the next stage of the training. We hope that you enjoyed the class tonight and we want to see you in the next class. Do have a wonderful time. Thank you.